Item 6, miscellaneous. A, the second reading and consideration of ordinance number 2008-201, entitled An Ordinance Adding a Stop Sign on State Street at Leonard Street. Now is the time to have our discussion, questions.
I'd like to comment on that.
Yes.
I did see Mr. Conger did type up an email that we all got in our packet, and one of the things that he points out importantly is there is no traffic at this intersection. Well, I was down there 5:36 p.m. to 6:06 p.m. this evening watching the traffic at that intersection. And in that time frame, 6 vehicles went through that intersection. I do have the license plates and the makes of the vehicles and the models if anybody would like that information. Moreover, and more importantly, is 6th and Leonard Street, where the post office is, has a stop sign and do not enter signs, and no traffic in that time frame went through. And 6 vehicles went through at that point in time. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles, 1 car every 6 minutes in that half hour. I think it has a valid situation and just the safety of children being in that neighborhood and the traffic that was going through. Didn't even appear to me to actually even look to even stop. And vehicles were coming from the east, going straight west across Leonard Street. One vehicle came from the north, turning west, coming north on State, heading south rather. Coming from the north, turned west on State. Didn't even stop, didn't even appeal to be even anything there. So,
what were streets like? Were they reasonable, or would you say?
I couldn't, to be honest with you, I couldn't. And those vehicles, they don't include myself, but I can, like I said, I have the tag numbers, I have the vehicle descriptions. I jotted as much as I could down, less the exception of the license plate on a motorcycle.
I went down there a couple different times and sat for about 20 minutes and about the same 3 or 4 vehicles. It was moving slow. I mean, it wasn't a speed issue, I don't think.
I've been down there 3 or 4 times at different times during the day, and it always seems to be pretty consistent. So there is traffic there.
John?
Yes, I've lived in that corner for 2 years. And 2 years ago, if somebody would have bet me that was a busy street, I would have called them a liar. But that's one of the busiest streets I've seen in Sac City. And I think what it is, and I think Doug will agree with me, these people also, but I think the people use that street a lot to bypass the stoplights. And, but anyway, I'm outside most of the day, and I'm not afraid to say there's probably 50 cars a day that use that street. And half of them don't even, like Mr. Mustin said, half of them don't even look. And Doug sat out there the other night, and we counted probably, what, 10 or 15 cars? Not a one of them looked.
A lot of them just look straight ahead, just like there's no side street there. No matter which way they're going, they're just looking straight ahead.
I agree with that.
And they're not necessarily speeding. Most of them are just doing 25, but they're not taking the foot off the gas, they're not touching the brake, they're not turning their heads. When I come to that corner, I'm down to 10 miles an hour, and I'm looking. If there's anyone coming, I stop because I know they're not going to, no matter which way I go. I've lived there 22 years, seen a couple accidents. You hear every once in a while someone slam on their brakes, and the young kids like to go from down the State Street, coming from the north, going south, or either way, and that intersection where Leonard goes, it goes up and down, and they'll come up over it, and then wham, bottom their bumpers out, see if they can throw some sparks and stuff, and they think that's a real blast. But if there's a car coming the other way doing 25 miles an hour, there's no one going to stop. And then they fly right by my house. I have grandchildren. This is my son-in-law lives in the corner. I have grandchildren that I share with John that lives across the street. I have 3 more that come visit me. And
There's quite a few kids down that area right now. We've had 2 families moved in with kids. And,
I've seen kids on bikes right
a
through
lot
there,
of
too.
young kids on bikes come through there for some
They don't
reason.
look either.
I was approached by Mr. Dick Scholl while I was there in that half hour too. He said if you really want to get an honest survey of the traffic there, come between 4:30 and then again at 7:30 in the evening. And he said that would give you an honest evaluation of the
I
traffic.
talked to all of the neighbors, including Dick, and they all agree with us that they believe there should be a stop sign there. And I have never been one to just stick a stop sign up anywhere. I mean, I was on the police department for 28 years, chief for 22, and I never just, hey, we need a stop sign here, let's put one up. Of course not. I see a place where a stop sign is needed, I'm gonna come to the council, and that's what we're here for.
And that's the purpose of the readings, is to have people come out and...
The thing is, where I live, on State, I'm past Leonard, there's only maybe 6 people live in that turn there. And you have cars go by all day. Where are they going? Like you said, they're taking a shortcut. They're gonna try to beat that stoplight by going down through these streets without stop signs. And then if you put up a stop sign, well then that cuts up their shortcut. That's why we get the complaints about the stop signs. People that live in the neighborhood aren't trying to hurry to go somewhere, they just want to feel safe in their neighborhood. That's why they're not against the stop sign.
You want the stop sign on State or on Leonard?
State and Leonard.
Yeah, but which...
Sure, yeah, State and Leonard.
It'd be on State.
So State Street would have to stop.
Would stop State. I mean, I wouldn't mind a 4-way stop, but John says that's asking for a
That's
lot.
asking a little too much. Maybe next year we'll be back.
Mark, what do you
But I
think?
think the stop sign will be.
Honestly, we discussed this as a police department. In our opinion, we'd like to see all yield signs eliminated and put stop signs, because yield signs don't mean much.
But there's no yield signs there either, though.
No, but we're just talking general. I mean, honestly, if John Zimmerman thinks there should be a stop sign, we're all for it. I mean, you know, it's just gonna promote safety, promote people being more careful, because, you know, we've been having other complaints on intersections that have stop signs, and at least people will slow down for them. Yield signs, people don't slow down at all. So
Excuse me, Adam has put in our notes here that the approximate cost of a stop sign would be $100 or less to put up the cost of the sign and the labor to put it up. He has provided that information to us.
And I think we actually have some free signs coming.
Hope we ordered Southwest. The only question I have, Mark, is, okay, if we do this now, then are we going to have everybody in town coming in and want a stop sign put in their corners?
yeah, well, honestly, I mean, obviously, you know, as a police department, we evaluated it, you guys evaluated, and we're going to have to take it on by situation. In my opinion, $100 is cheap to promote a neighborhood to be more safe. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, you know, so, you know, like I
Probably
said,
spent $1,000 to put up a dinger on the stoplights for one man. I would think they could put up a stop sign for a dozen kids.
Anybody else want to come in?
I've lived there for 6 years, seen one accident. My kids live right on that, it scared me to death. So it's like, you know,
Comment I had is that the teenage kids go through that intersection just to ramp it. And if you put a stop sign right there, you're going to try to deter some of
Yeah,
them.
they would at least have to run a stop sign to jump their cars.
So, you know, Mark, do you see, you know, younger drivers abusing that area there?
you know, as a police department, it's hard for us to see stuff like that as a person who lives there, because they're at that second intersection a lot more than we are. You know, we see kids doing a lot of different things, but it's not like, you know, that's something like it that happens every day, but, you know, I mean, it does happen numerous times through the year. Like I said, we're all for a stop sign getting put in there.
I just have a comment too. You don't like the yield signs. I would be in favor of putting stop signs in every corner. I wouldn't have any problem. But I'd really like to see a stoplight on my corner.
Is there any further discussion? This was the second reading. There is 3 readings.